Alrighty, I'm back. Let me get that focus going. Alright, you guys. So I wanted to do an informal chat. I actually want to really start doing vlog style videos. So maybe I'll just not talk about it. Maybe I'll just do it. But I wanted to come and share a little bit about why I went vegan. I haven't really talked about that part of my wellness journey. So basically, I didn't go vegan for the animals. I didn't go vegan for the planet. I went vegan because my body decided that it was going to start rejecting foods out of nowhere. So that was a surprise for me, but I just roll with it. So I'm going to give you guys a brief history of my vegan journey. My dad was vegan, and so in high school I decided that I was going to stop eating meat just to see. And it was easy. All right. So I went outside because I just wanted some fresh air. So I did the thing in high school, and then I went to college. And in college was when I realized that my body wasn't really a fan of dairy. So I reduced the amount of dairy I ate. And in 2011, I relocated to another state, got a new job. And one day I was making dinner or lunch, and chicken was in it. And I smelled that chicken, and it literally smelled raw. And that pot sat on that stove for like an additional hour or more because I tried to cook the smell out of that chicken, and it just did not work. And that was when I realized, oh, my body's done with chicken. I ended up giving it to my roommate. Okay, so then, I moved to my current location. I had started eating chicken again, but very specifically Chick-fil-A. But then I noticed that I had, if I ate Chick-fil-A late at night, it would make me sad, depressed. And I thought that was the weirdest thing. And I thought I was like crazy, but every time I ate it, I would pay attention. In fact, it got to the point where if I wanted to have chicken from Chick-fil-A, I had to strategically time it for the morning or afternoon, give myself time to digest it, walk around, be in the sunshine, because if I ate it at night and then I went to bed, it would be just a bad night for me. And it's so funny because I actually talked to one of my friends, and she was telling me that she noticed that after she ate beef, she would get really angry. And I was like, okay, so I'm not the only person that has noticed a link between consumption of certain foods and effects on mood and effects on their mood. I mean, I'm a big fan of paying attention to how things make you feel, how heavy you feel when you eat a certain type of food, eliminating foods, just kind of like I've been experimenting with myself for a long time. 2018, I was still having eggs and salmon, but then I was buying Alaskan wild caught, and that's really expensive, and it was my only source of animal protein at the time. So I decided to eliminate it. When I noticed that I didn't have a craving for it, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let it go. So I let go of fish from my diet, but I was still having eggs. And then 2 separate occasions, I had eggs in 2018, and each time my stomach hurt, and this shocked me because I've loved eggs since I was a kid, never had a problem eating it. And it was just like, what is going on? And I was like, is my body rejecting eggs? And I was like, okay, we don't have to buy eggs. And then one day I decided to go and grab a croissant from a local bakery. And as I was eating the croissant, I noticed that my tongue did something very strange. It neatly separated the taste of the wheat from the butter from the eggs, meaning I could taste each thing separately. It was like it was registering on different parts of my tongue, and I thought that was the strangest thing. And the more I ate it, the more it kept happening, and I was like, what is going on with my body? But then as I was thinking about it, I just kind of felt like, and this is where a lot of people fight me, but it's okay. I definitely felt an impression in my heart. Why don't you just give up meat altogether and go vegan? And then 2019 started. That was my first official year being vegan. It was such a pleasure. That was the year that I officially kicked my sugar habit. And I'll just tell you guys how it happened. God called me to a Daniel fast, and he asked me to do it 3 months back to back. So every 21 days, I would take like a 1 or 2 days break. And I noticed, and I don't know if this was God's intention or if it was inadvertent, a blessing from obedience, but I noticed that at the end of that 3-month long fasting period, I had kicked my sugar habit. I also noticed what my body prefers. It prefers raw vegetables, lots of leafy greens. It prefers protein. Like, my body does not care for carbs at all. I eat them, they're delicious, but my body does not appreciate it. Anytime I eat pasta, my body's like, okay, what else? Like, I think Italian food, my body thinks Italian food is a whole joke. So I don't even bother. Like, pasta is one of my least favorite things to eat. Same thing with pizza, because it does nothing for me. It's like I'm full, but without substance, if that makes sense. So I stick to a lot of plant-based proteins like beans and legumes, and my body loves veggies. So I noticed that. I also noticed in 2019, and I've known this, but it was super duper confirmed. I have a strong gluten, I don't even want to call it a sensitivity, it's an intolerance. And I know this because of 2020. 2020 was my year of the vegan snacking. I ate all the vegan croissants. I ate every single vegan chocolate bar known to man. I was buying bread, making bread. You know, we're all at home, so it was like rediscovering your kitchen. Of course, I always cook, but it was like, I'm gonna make everything that I see on Pinterest. And my body, oh man, it was bad. I was breaking out for most of the year. I knew better, but I broke out, and I finally recognized that it's not just sugar. And I didn't even know that it was sugar until my mentor was talking about it in a video, and she said that she was breaking out a lot, and it was because her skin didn't like sugar. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's what it is. I ate all the sugar in 2020. But then when you combine sugar with wheat, which my body does not like, wheat makes me feel heavy. Wheat makes elimination difficult for me. Wheat compacts me. It's just not good for me. I can only have bread in very small doses. I can't go on like a bread eating binge type of thing. So I'm not baking bread anymore, which makes me really sad because I love baking bread. I love baking bread, and I love bread in general. Actually, even though my body doesn't care for carbs, I love bread. I love avocado toast. I like vegan butter on bread, all that stuff. But I just noticed that it broke me out so bad. Like, in fact, I think wheat has a worse effect on my skin than sugar. So my body has become bougie on me. So that's my vegan journey. My body has rejected most things that people love. And now we are eating edible grass, which is what I call salad, because really that's what it is. It's edible grass. Animals eat it. We just pay for it. So yeah, that's my story. That's why I went vegan. And the reason why I don't evangelize veganism and I don't encourage people to go vegan is because of my story. It was a gradual shift. It was a paying attention to my body, realizing what it like, listening to my body. It wasn't like, oh, one day I'm just gonna quit eating meat. Like, it wasn't like that. And you know, I didn't realize veganism was so polarizing until I went vegan. Like, I read entire forums where people are bashing other people. People make a big deal when people go back to eating meat. Like, it's just not that serious. I feel like the God who made you will let you know what your body likes. And you can listen or you can. Or you can't. So I listened and I feel great. And every time I stray from what I know, I pay for it physically. I don't feel well. And I'm all about well-being. I'm all about wellness and health and feeling good and eating foods that make me feel good and engaging activities and being around the right people that make me feel good. I'm gonna dive into holistic wellness. It is so deep for me. Like, I don't know about you guys, but have you ever been in a really good space and then you talk to somebody and you notice that after you got off the phone with them, your joy was gone, or you just felt in your gut that you shouldn't have shared so much? To me, all of that is wellness. And so there's certain people that I keep at arm's length because they're really good people, but not for my energy. And I'm not like an energy person. I'm not like a crystals. I'm not into all that. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I believe in God, Yahweh, and I believe in the Holy Spirit. And that is all I mess with. But it's, at the end of the day, we have to recognize that holistic wellness also encompasses unseen forces that exert pressure upon our well-being, whether it be spiritual pressure, mental pressure, emotional pressure, and that can result in things like mental, emotional anguish. It can result in infirmity. There's just so much that encompasses wellness that I think is not discussed, because people do not want to admit that we do not live in this planet by ourselves. There are unseen forces that are at work that compromise us consistently, and if we do not have guardrails like eating well, healthy eating is a guardrail, you know. God has health principles that if you break them, it allows certain things to make a mess of your life, you know. So it's like holistic wellness is so deep for me. It's not about cute shots on Instagram. It's about observing my environment, observing the atmosphere, observing how I feel, how my body and my spirit responds to people, to food, to interactions, to stimuli. Pay attention and you will be shocked at what you discover. And then once you discover what doesn't work, eliminate ruthlessly. It's not always that easy, but I mean, it took 3 months of fasting to break a sugar addiction. So as you can see, those things don't always just go quietly into the night, or as my friend says, into the good night. But anyway, I just want to come and share my vegan journey. Sorry this video is all over the place, but I just wanted to be not so composed, you know. It's not always about that. It's about connecting and making people feel like they're not crazy, so that they can also be open about their struggles and get the freedom that they need. Most of the time, the reason why we struggle for so much and so long is because we keep things to ourselves. I'm not an advocate of speaking all over the place. I'm really big on actually silence and introspection. But every once in a while, you gotta let people in to help you on this journey. And I hope that I am somebody that you let and allow into your homes to help you in whatever phase of your journey, holistic wellness journey you're on. If you have found my channel, maybe you're supposed to be here. I pray that it is so, and I pray that something that I can offer you will be of value to you both now and in the future. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you real soon. Thank you for watching. All right, bye.